joined in the studio now by one of our regular guests to do some justice to the matter. I'm joined by Mr. Tijani Tajuddin. He's an APC stakeholder and a policy analyst. Good afternoon and welcome to the program.
Good afternoon, my brother.
It's good to have you.
Thank you. It has been a while.
Yes, it has. So how are things going?
So, things are basically going so far, so good.
So what about you? You know, I know you were a stakeholder in that election. Things didn't go exactly according to plan.
No, actually, politics, you expect something, perhaps what you expect, not necessarily what you have seen or what you have gotten or what majority decided, or even though I can say we did our best in the subsequent the election that just concluded the governorship. We are optimistic that the people of Bauchi give us their mandate. Unfortunately, there are irregularities almost everywhere that we were rigged out, but I am optimistic, God willing, we will claim our mandate in the court of law, because we believe the judiciary will do justice to us and will do justice to what the people of Bauchi State have, where they have gotten, who they have voted for. So they won't allow it to continue. The judiciary will not be business as usual. It will try to do justice to everyone.
That's fair enough. That's on the regional scale, on the state scale. But on the national scale, I guess you were successful. And interestingly, is others saying that the election was stolen, and your party saying that it's the opposite, and that they should go to court, which they have. But that aside, your government or your preferred candidates, I'm sure you voted and campaigned for Asiwaju, even on the program here. So your preferred candidate won. He's now the president. He's been the president for over a month. What's your take?
Basically, 40-something days, I think,
yes.
for 3 days.
Yes. So, yes. What's your take on the things you campaigned for, the things you fought for? You've got it. Is it what you expected?
Well, you can bear me witness. I came here advocating, conversing both for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that we told Nigerians they should give him their mandate. However, from the look of the things, we can say so far so good. He have started in a good start, I can say. For now, he is trying to put things into shape. You cannot assess a government that just come in just for 43 days or something well about.
Even a government that promised to hit the ground running?
It has hit the ground running. From the look of the things, he has started making appointment. Looking at the technocrat that he has, let's cite example of the National Security Advisor, the pioneer chairman of Economic Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Malanuhu Rubado. He has a good track record. He's a versatile, a competent fellow that he was appointed, and now he is trying to see, the president also changed the service chiefs. He wants, from the start, how things will go into shape. What Nigerians expect from him is what he is trying to do. He is trying to put on a good start, trying to build on a legacy, on a positive legacy. As I told you earlier, we cannot say there are not things that are not expected from the previous administration. What we expect him, we expect him to build on the positive legacies of the previous administration, and I can say that he has started on a good note. He has started making appointment, so we cannot.
What about the issue of the removal of the subsidy and the resultant effects that Nigerians are feeling?
Well, I cannot lie. I should stand before Nigerians and tell them that the issue of subsidy is biting almost everybody hard. Nobody is happy with the price of fuel at the moment, with the price of things as skyrocketing. Nobody is happy, but there are certain things that Nigerians has to bear. Some people thought Nigeria is well-established country that we have built it, while for me, on my own perspective, I look at Nigeria, we are building it. Like when you are building for example, when you are building a house, you start from the foundation, the site clearance, the foundation. We are reconstructing Nigeria. So in the sense, if someone thought that Nigeria is a well-polished house, that he expects himself to just sit down, straighten up his leg, I enjoy, that is not the Nigeria I expect, and that is not the reality. That one is, someone is deceiving himself. Nigeria is under construction, so there are certain things that we have to bear for us to live peacefully, for us to, there are certain sacrifices that we expect all people, all Nigerians to bear. Notwithstanding, I am not saying Nigerians to make sacrifice. We expect also the leaders, not only the lead. The leaders should also set an example. We should not expect that fuel subsidy has been removed. You know, this issue of fuel subsidy is something that was not budgeted on. We are expecting that it's something that was not budgeted, so there is no money to pay subsidy. And when the president came, he told the Nigerians that there is no money. He cannot, as a president of Nigeria, we cannot subsidize fuel for Cotonou, Benin Republic, and all other, you know, the fuel consumption that we are dealing before this present administration came in, before the fuel subsidies was removed. You know what we are consuming then, and you know what we are consuming now. So you cannot, what we expect that the money, even though it was not budgeted, the money for fuel subsidy, we expect the government to build, especially I will emphasize on railway transportation. When this country, when railway is being built almost everywhere in the country, so there is possibility that the price of transportation and the price of good and commodity will come down, because you see the railway track, it will carry thousands of people and thousands of goods. The road that the government is expected to build, we are subjecting it to unnecessary load. These trucks, they are not supposed to be, they're supposed to be off the street. If there is a railway system, there will be easy flow of movement, there will be easy flow of traffic, there will be easy flow of loads. That is the kind of load you will see. Train will carry 10 times of what one truck can be able to carry.
Right, so sorry to cut in there, just two issues. How long would this take for Nigerians to start feeling the effects? And then secondly, we've seen rails be attacked, sometimes even vandalized by some individuals. So how do you think this would work? Well,
that's why I say the issue of, you have gone to talk on security, even though I don't expect to talk on security now, but the issue of vandalism, that's why I say every Nigerian is a stakeholder in trying to see things put in shape. It should not be government business only. Everyone, every head must be on deck to see this country run. You cannot say that you expect government alone to take care of the issue of security. You have to gather information. As you are in a community, you are a stakeholder on your own right, you are expected, any suspicious movement you have seen of security, you should report it to security agencies. So it is collective effort that we come together and see that we report any suspicious movement, any criminals. We should not allow criminality to be going all over the country. We expect every stakeholder, every Nigerian to be part and parcel of building this country. We should not give the mantle of security issues to only security agencies. The traditional rulers, we ordinary Nigerians have a role to play in trying to man this country to be in a safer economy, to be in a, because you cannot build economy without fees. Fees is the cardinal principle that will help this country to move forward. So everyone should be on deck to see that we have the security with relevant information that we will see. And the issue of what causes mostly insecurity is lack of education. So I call on the government to prioritize education. You see, you that went to school, You went to school from primary level to tertiary institution. You are a degree holder, perhaps in mass communication. You are employed. So I don't expect you to carry a gun. Who will you fight? So mostly people that are ignorant. That's why I expect the government to be serious on issue in providing education to every Nigerian. Every Nigerian has a right to be educated. While you should not expect the government to, after we got education, after we are educated, you cannot think the kind of thinking that an average Nigerian that went to school and the kind of thinking that someone that did not go to school, you cannot compare it. So once you are educated, you can be able to rationalize, you can be able to think positively. What this thing is good, this thing is bad. This is what I can do to make life better for myself. This is what I can do. Initially, you have responsibility as a human being. First, the responsibility is to be useful to yourself and to the community that brought you and to the society that you as and to this country. We have responsibility as a country people. We have the responsibility at all as Nigerians to see what can we do to give Nigeria what is expected. What can we do to see ourselves better people? What can we do to move this country forward? This country belongs to all of us.
All right. So sorry to cut in there. What you are speaking about, these are long term. These are things that might not come in the interim. But what do you have to say about now? You've admitted that removal of fuel subsidy is having resultant effects as we speak.
Certainly.
People are having to deal with a whole lot. What about now? What would you say is should be done, or recommendations in the short term so that Nigerians can cope and survive long enough to actually benefit from these long-term goals that we're hearing?
Well, I think the government has already put plans in place. It has sat down, it has made committees, and these committees have given recommendation for a short-term plan so that the country, so that the average Nigerian that is this fuel subsidy removal is biting very hard. I think there are recommendations that are put in place, so we should be patient enough to see that these recommendations are being put in place, not just mere committees, not just mere people agitating. These committees should try and bring up something that in a short term that Nigeria will feel the positive impact of the removal of subsidy. But I cannot come to you and justify the removal of subsidy without we expect necessary palliatives so that Nigerians, average Nigerian, can know that this government is for him, while I believe this government will not try to do things that will put its citizen in a hardship. Definitely we are in hardship. Of course, we are praying and hoping that this government will be off and doing, will be prompt in its response to see that it brings lasting solution to the suffering of all Nigerians in terms of the issue of subsidy removal.
All right, that's fair enough. Let's quickly speak on the ministerial or proposed ministerial list flying about with people lobbying left and right. Some persons, some candidates, proposed candidates, are actually reaching out to influencers to leak, quote unquote, leak lists that have their names on it. And this is all meant to give them an edge in the negotiations and final choice. But what we do know is that the work on the ministerial list is actively ongoing. It has gone very far.
Certainly. And
we hear within the next couple of days we would be seeing something concrete. But from your point of view, what are the expectations? Who should be there? What should be the qualities they possess?
Well, Nigerians, we are always eager on trying to see things. Even though there is stipulated time the Constitution has given to the President to appoint his minister, I think it's 2 months after he's been inaugurated, according as the Constitution, as the new Constitution amended, the 1990 as amended. Up to now, we are still within the stipulated time. Of course, there are national dailies that have reported that the lists are with the EFCC and the DSS trying to screen out You know, you cannot be appointed minister while you have something in your cupboard. You should be clean enough, in the sense that Nigeria expects combination of politicians, technocrats to be violate the affairs of the ministries of almost 42 ministers that has speculated that there will be 42 ministers, even though it's not confirmed. I cannot talk on speculation. We expect something, but well, from the antecedent of the president, even before he came, we know he is a man of integrity. He is a man that knows, that has the wherewithal to assemble competent team that will keep this country running. That we expect that, what we expect, that we know he cannot come and leave the country where it is. We must move forward. As he said that we should expect development. So the kind of people that we expect to be appointed ministers are a combination of technocrat, politicians of impeccable character, those that have pedigree of competency, those that have integrity, those that are competent enough to move this country forward. You know, this president is someone that once he appoints you into certain position, he will make sure he supervise what you are doing. Is it in aligned with the manifesto, is aligned with the covenant he has with the president, even though Nigerians too expect nothing short of anything positive, nothing short of anything that will come contrary to their expectation. So we expect these people that will be appointed are people of impeccable character, even though the time has gone, the names are within the security apparatus, they are in a better position to screen out. So we expect that there will never be someone that will be appointed that has skeleton in his cupboard. All the people are people we expect to be, Nigerians expect nothing short of competent people that will take this country to the promised land.
That's fair enough. Well, speaking about the process to vetting them, do you think there is hope that it could be better now? Because we know some ministers or some appointees, they make it through these processes, and eventually, you know, the end result is not so good. We had even a minister of finance, Kemi Adeosun, back then, who, after spending, you know, some time in office, suddenly it was discovered that NYC certificate or thereabouts was, you know, was not. It was forged or thereabouts. I can't recall the specific details, but the point is, you know, that went past the security check. We had another minister, even though, you know, he did not suffer any consequences, who had some linkings to some sort of violence in the past, even though it was not direct, but I believe that was put aside, and so on and so forth. We've seen some who have come in and stolen billions. They are still under trial to today. We have others who've had different scandals here and there. So do you have any faith in the vetting process that this time around the DSS and whoever is involved will do their duty, and also that the president will take these recommendations and not just say, you know what, I know this person has a shaky past, but just let him go?
Well, I believe that the DSS, the security agencies, are in a better position to checkmate the antecedent of every member, every nominee, proposed nominee that was sent to them. We expect them to do thorough job. We expect the president will work with their recommendation. They won't allow such things to happen. We hope our expectation is Nigeria is moving forward from while we have something, the antecedent of the past. If there are certain anomalies, we don't expect it to continue. We don't expect it to be business as usual. We expect that we learn from our mistakes. If we had issue before, we expect when we are expected to move forward. When there are certain issues that came up in the past, we expect when now the DSS, the other security apparatus will do thorough investigation of every prospective nominee, that he should not be found wanting. there are certain things that you cannot tell me that someone is being, there are allegations, there are mere speculation. You know, some of your enemies will try to see how they will change your name no matter what, because they have extra motive. So we expect the security agents to be unbiased, to be true job on each and every nominee, to know that Nigerians expect nothing short of excellence. Nigeria will not forgive anything short of what it is expected. It gives this man its mandate. We expect nothing but competency. We expect nothing but true investigation on each and every nominee, that we expect their names to be forwarded to the National Assembly. The process has gone far. So that's why some of the national dailies have quoted that there are little dropping last minute change on the things that. So on the process, when things are happening, this is to tell you that even though it's not official, to tell you that the president is up and doing. The president is trying to see that whoever he appoints is man of impeccable character, one that has the vision of Nigeria, one that think Nigeria compares in every dealing. So the security agencies are expected to do thorough job, and we expect the president will respect their decision. You know, when the president is sending the names to the security agency, he do not tell anybody, he do not make it public. So these names, we hope the security agencies are doing the right thing. They were being there to do the right thing, and we give it benefit of doubt. It will do what is expected. Nigerians will be. And another thing, if the names are being out, the National Assembly is there. They are representative of the 30 states of Nigeria. We have 105 senators or 4 or something like that. So we expect that there is representation from each nook and every cranny of Nigeria, that these are the representative of the people. These are the people that will give peer assessment in front of camera. Nigerians will see these people are expected to do true screening, so that what Nigerians expect is the people that will have the country at heart, the people that don't have anything. And it is free. When you are expected, Nigerians give you benefit of doubt. The president has appointed you. When you deviate from the normal course, the president is at liberty. That is why the National Assembly is there to oversight, to checkmate the activities of each ministries and further started, so that things are in a right perspective.
All right. Sorry to cut in now. Let's talk about the process of the selection. What's your take on the argument that some political actors are saying that these technocrats, as they call them, they tend to sit back, relax, and watch from afar while the campaigns and elections are going on, and then when it's time for these appointments to be made, they pop up and they say, you know what, I'm good at this job. And these political actors are saying, is there any special magic that these people have? Why are they immune to going from door to door canvassing for votes like they do? Is there any argument to that? And on the flip side, the technocrats are saying, well, the ones that can do the job. You might be good at politics, but this is another ball game. So what's your take on this argument, particularly now that the ministerial list is in the offing?
Well, it is the prerogative of the president to appoint competent Nigerians too. He is at liberty to appoint anyone, as far as that person is a Nigerian, as far as that person is and has the wherewithal to be appointed minister. So looking at the issue of this technocrats sat down, they do not participate in the campaign. The ministries are much, and the president, as I said earlier, has the wherewithal, he is the one who solidly, the constitution has empowered him to appoint someone as a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So it is the president. We expect that it is a teamwork. It should not be, I am a politician, It is not expected that if you say that it must be 100% politician, then you are biased. If you said it must be 100% technocrat, you are biased.
Which should have the majority? Should there be a majority?
Anyone that has this country at heart. As far as the president now is the president of every Nigerian, so the elections are over. It is not, we know compensation is good in politics, but you should not think that it is only the politicians that can do the job. We expect both the technocrat, the politicians, everyone has his own right. As far as you are Nigerian, you are eligible to be a minister. The National Assembly will screen you, so we expect it to be a team. We should expect the president to bring everybody on board. The work to build this country, it is collective effort. It is a collective effort. We are not expected to be one-sided. Let everybody that has something to offer to come forward, so that he can give his own quota to the development of this country. We are trying to build a country. We are trying to build a country that the unborn generation will be proud of. So we expect that it should be a combination of both the politicians and the technocrat to come together to move this country. As far as whoever is appointed has the wherewithal to move this country forward, has something to offer, has something positive to move this country. Me, on my own side, I welcome that idea. I don't say that it must be politicians, all 100% politicians, or it must be technocrat. I want everybody to come together to move this country, to build this country. It is our country.
That's fair enough. So let's talk about another issue now that's making the rounds recently with the issue of oil theft. We saw that a vessel that's capable of carrying over 800,000 capacity of crude oil was caught and is being burnt, or said to be burnt, as a way to send a message to others who might want to do similar. I'd like to get your take on this and what you think the president should be doing in terms of appointments and also plans really for that sector. The removal of oil subsidy is already a very clear sign in that direction, but what more can be done? And what do you make of the methods being taken to tackle oil theft, as we know?
Well, the issue of oil theft, it is something that has been lingering for the past. All government that came before this one has been on this issue. And up to now, we have not moved forward. We have not seen head on where we are going. The issue of oil theft is something that is disturbing every Nigerian. Is something that should be a concern to each and every patriotic Nigerian. The issue of this oil theft, I think there is kinetic approach and there is non-kinetic approach. So, as I said, the issue of building a country, it is collective effort. We expect every Nigerian. We expect the other security apparatus that were there in the Niger Delta, the creek. There are the private security organization that the previous administration has hired to give information to the security agencies, to help the security agencies in trying to curb this fuel theft issue. This issue is very difficult. You won't understand the difficulty, the kind of terrain, except when you visit Niger Delta. You will see the kind of things that is happening. It is unfortunate that this thing has been going on for long without any insight. Well, the communities there in the Niger Delta, the security agencies have a role to play. The people, the residents in the Niger Delta also have a role to play in trying to curb the issue of oil theft. I think coming together, all the relevant agencies, all the relevant stakeholders coming together to understand what actually caused the issue of oil theft.
Interestingly, this particular vessel was caught by a private security firm hired by the NNPCL. But what I'm particularly interested in is, what do you make of the consequences, so to speak, this is not the first time. I believe
It is not
in
the
past,
first time.
they've caught and burnt the vessel, and I'm particularly about that aspect of it. What do you make of that route that's been taken to burn the vessels? Is it really the best?
I can't not tell you it is the best. What we expect, anyone caught in the oil theft or breaching the constitutional provision of Nigeria, anyone that is violating the laws of the land, there are ways, there are terms that are put in place in our constitution that this how he should be dealt with. I prefer the best solution is to apprehend these people and send them to court. It is the court that has the jurisdiction to determine what punishment can this one do, so that it will serve as a deterrent to others. Had it been those that were caught earlier, they were punished according to the law of the land. I doubt if someone will think of trying to follow in that road. So there are certain rules and regulations that are there, that government has put in place to take care of that thing. If it is the issue of the issue of cutting them and burn them, it is there in our constitution, it is what the constitution has agreed, then I am okay with it. But what I am urging the government, what I am urging the security agencies, should try to do the right thing, try to be within the ambit of the law, what the law says about certain issue. But as I said earlier, I am calling on every stakeholder that is involved, especially in the Niger Delta, the Creek, they should come together to find that what is causing the issue of oil theft or oil theft, and what should we do, what lasting solution should we put I could recall when Aladua or Place Memory, there are the others amnesty program that what the federal government is doing, trying to take them back to amnesty, taking some back to school, so that to be responsible people of the land, trying to give in their own quota in the development of this country. I think if there are some, there is now Niger Delta Development Commission, there is Ministry for Niger Delta, all is trying to look at the issue of what is going on in the Niger Delta, trying to see that these communities are integrated, they are Nigerians, what is expected to do in the land. But you will hear a lot of issue of allegation of corruption in the ministries, corruption in the award of contract, corruption. You understand? So if things are put in the right perspective, if from all those that are responsible do the right thing, I think that we will not be going on the same cycle, always talking about one thing. I think we should move away from this. We should move this country forward. We should try to think of something. The developed world are there doing something, trying to artificial agents, trying to be innovative, creating things that will move their country forward, while we are here dealing with oil theft. This is very shameful. I am not happy with the issue of oil theft that is still lingering in this country, but I am calling on all stakeholders to try and come together to see to bring lasting solution, and to see that what should we do. However, notwithstanding, look at what are the major causes of this oil theft. So what solution should we put in place to be a lasting solution, so that we will not go back to what is happening in the past?
Well, that's really fair enough. When you said you're not happy with the situation, I felt bad, because my next question is also not a very happy situation. But we have that some of the elders or the leaders of the Southeast, and the Igbo elders, are set to meet with President Bola Tinubu to speak on a manner of state of emergency in the Southeast. I'm sure you're aware, just last week or about, we had the issue of the sit at home week. It was extended because we had different reports here and there of violence against students, pupils, teachers, traders, destroying their goods, and harassing a lot of them. So the issue now is, with the elders set to meet the president and try to chart a way forward, what do you think can really be done, to curb this issue and, to perhaps lead to a satisfying end? We have a lot of people suggesting that the IPOB leader should be released and a political solution should be found. What's your take on all of this?
Well, you understand that in every issue of insecurity in this country, there must be genesis to it. So the issue of this sit at home, it is the people of the Niger Delta and the Nigeria, they are suffering. We are not happy with the situation presently at hand. And looking at the charting way forward, in the sense that there will never be insecurity without coordination, it is the people that are living there. There is no any external, it is Nigerians. So bring them together, trying to see what caused the insurgency.
Who should bring who together?
The government should look at it, bring their traditional leaders of that or those
strata of government? Do you mean the federal?
The federal government. The federal government.
All right.
In trying to chart a way forward to every situation, everyone must be on deck. The local government has a role to play. From the ward level, the ward leaders, the traditional leaders in the ward level, the local government chairman, the governors, the federal government has a role to play. So everyone knows his responsibility. Those things that are happening within your domain, within your community, you know what caused it. It's the same people that are killing themselves, the same community, the same people. They are all Nigerians. We are not happy, even if you are not from that side, but as a patriotic Nigerian, you should not be happy. Things that are happening in the far east, things that are happening in the far north, we are not happy with it. But the way forward is, we know, let everybody come on deck. Let the traditional institution, the political leaders, the community leaders come and sit down to chart course for the way forward, to see that what actually caused this issue of uprising that is happening, that is retarding our economy. You cannot move forward in a country, you cannot move forward in a community, in a society without peace. Peace is the only thing, peace is the only fiber of success that will lead this country in the future. Without peace, we cannot achieve anything. Forget about development, forget about stability in the economy without peace. So we must come together to see that everyone has his role, everyone has a role to play.
Just quickly, we're almost run out of time. What about the issue of the political solution? Can that work? Releasing of the IPOB leader?
Well, I cannot say that releasing of certain individual but anyone, I believe, that break the law of the land should place the foot order. No Nigerians is above anybody. So whoever, we should allow the law of the land. The issue is in court. So we should allow the court to decide the fate of anybody who violates the constitution of the country. This country should not continue like that. This country should be governed by stipulated laws, while every Nigerian, as far as you believe that you are a citizen of this country, you must abide by the rule and regulation of the law.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tajuddin Tijani. It's been a pleasure having you. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother.
All right, so that's all we can take. Thank you. All right, so that's all we can take on the program for today. Do join us tomorrow. The Polity reaches you live from Abuja, 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. every weekday. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.